Yep. All right, we have the Grape Air Jordan 5s. This is a very interesting pair. These are supposed to release this year, June 21st, for $210. In this video, I'm going to pull out the pair from, I think it was 2013, 2014. That was when they had the Jumpman on the back, not the Nike Air. But let's take a closer look at these for a second, and then I'll pull that pair out and look at the differences from over 10 years ago. I know they made that pair that was like the Fresh Prince pair in 2018. They didn't have any laces, which was probably the weirdest thing ever. I mean, I understand the concept, but to not give somebody shoelaces, that was a little wild. I actually had no desire to really try to cop that shoe, and it was like super limited and it just wasn't worth it. But today we have the 2025 version of the Jordan Grape 5. And I kind of wish they'd bring the black Grape back out too in like an all leather version. The first run of those was like a new buck, but it'd be nice to see those again. But anyway, 2025 Grapes, amazing shoe, beautiful shoe. It is nice to have this pair early because I know on the 21st, these will probably be harder to get than the black metallics that came out that surprisingly people were fighting over. My guess is that these will be just, a little harder to get. It is a brighter, more vibrant colorway. They actually haven't been released in their true shape and form for a really long time. And this is probably the best version of the sneaker, just like the black metallics as far as the shape goes. The 5s are finally getting their just due. They're finally looking better, just like how they tweaked the Jordan 3 and the 4. The 5 is also starting to get a quote-unquote reimagined look, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's just nice. They're finally putting some love into the shape of the sneaker. And wait till you see the leather from the pair from 2014. It was bad. Like, that was a knock on the shoes from that era, 2013 all the way probably to 2017. The leather was horrible. If you look at the leather on these, it's really, really nice. It's just like has a little tumble to it. This is the best pair they probably ever released since the originals. Here is the black lace lock. I believe my 2013s, I couldn't find them. They had the emerald lace locks instead of the black ones. So they're keeping it OG with the black lace locks. I guess that's cool. There's nothing wrong with the emeralds. They both look good. Taking a look at the insole, it looks like we're getting polyurethane, and that's a good thing for the Jordan 5. I remember I don't actually know what the 2013s or 14s came with. We'll look here in a second. I think it was ortholite, but it's nice to always have polyurethane. I don't always think that it's necessary, but it is nice to have. And this is also a very interesting year this year with all the drops that have been coming out, along with the pairs that will be coming out the rest of the year. They're pulling a lot of stuff out the vaults. They're making a lot of interesting colorways, but let's take a look at the pair from 2013-14. I don't remember the exact year, but I looked on the tag, and the tag in the inside said 2013. And I was looking at these when I pulled them out the box, like, man, these kind of aged a lot. But the laces, I actually swapped them out when I had like a lace plug. When I first started making these videos, I had a lace sponsor, and they were sending me a bunch of laces. So there's sale laces in this pair. There's the emerald Jumpman on the back. Really doesn't bother me because when I was getting these 5s, they weren't putting Nike Air on the back of shoes very much in the early 2010s and the early 2000s, but now they are. It's Nike Air everything. You rarely see a Jumpman on the back, and I like the Nike Air on the back. It looks more proportioned to the sneaker. You also have Jordan on the bottom of the sneaker, and look how terrible this leather is. This leather was like a piece of paper. Like, look at the marks that can develop. These were just, the leather was so bad, but I had to have them because I never had a Grape. So it was either you get this or you don't get them at all. Here's the tongues. One just looks a little bit more vibrant. I noticed side to side, of course, the Concord or the Grape colorway, it is different. See, there's ortholite in these. There's ortholite. They weren't giving up the polyurethane like that back in the day, but we're getting it now. But I noticed some color differences, and naturally they didn't use the same exact Concord color. It's a little darker from what I can tell, and that could be due to its age. Of course, the clear soles, no matter if it has a blue tint, it's still going to age. You can kind of bring it back, but it's always going to age. It's always going to develop that yellow tint in the long run. See, there's the laces that I threw in here. Those are like a light sail lace. That was when I was like in my sail phase. And I do have some white laces in the box. I might actually get rid of these 2013s now that I have this 2025 pair. But look at the leather differences. That's the old pair right there. It is just bad. And it feels bad too. They don't really feel the best on feet. And if you're looking at these here, they just look so much better on foot. And they feel better on foot now. It's a totally different experience. And I think this started again with the black metallics. I keep want to say black cements, but the metallic 5s, I think that's where they started with this shape, the increase in comfort from the insoles that they're using. It might have been a couple 5s before that. The 5s actually haven't been that popular in the past, I'd say 4 or 5 years. People just don't really wear them like that. I remember those Khaled ones were kind of a big thing, and those came and went. But I love 5s. I've been loving 5s since the 1990s. I remember going to school, and there were kids that, their parents would buy them. My parents chose not to. My dad wasn't really into Jordans and all that stuff. But I always liked the 5s. The 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10, 11, 12s, and 13s, they kind of hold a special place in my heart. After that, even the 14s too. I can't do that to the 14s. Maybe the 15s. Who knows? But that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments. Are you going to grab a pair? Are you interested? I know a lot of people will be. It might be a few more fights, unfortunately. And that is the video for today. Make sure you follow me on IG at Coloculture. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.